Today's recipe is an almond rum cake from Nantes, France, also known as Gâteau Nantais. This is an almond-based cake flavored with rum, drenched in a rum soaking syrup, and topped with a rum-infused icing. It doesn't get much boozier than this. Join me today as I share with you the recipe and history of this cake, and stick with me throughout the video where I will also be telling you about what makes French rum stand out from other types of rum. Let's get started. First, we're going to start with the cake batter. To a bowl, add 300 grams or 1½ cups granulated sugar, 225 grams or 2 sticks of softened unsalted butter, and then beat that until it is pale and fluffy. Next, add in 250 grams or 2½ cups of ground blanched almonds and half a teaspoon of salt, and then beat until it's well incorporated. Next, crack 6 room temperature eggs into a bowl and lightly beat them, and then add them a little bit at a time to the batter, incorporating well between each addition. While I'm doing this, I'll tell you about the origins of this cake. This cake comes from Nantes, France, which is a port city. In the 18th century, this port received many different imports from French Caribbean colonies such as rum, vanilla, and cane sugar. The cake was created by French baker Rouleau in 1820 as a way to showcase ingredients from the colonies. The modern version of the cake was solidified by the LU Biscuit or Cookie Company in 1912. Today, the frosting on top of the cake is white, but older depictions of the cake show it as amber. The cake keeps quite well, and because of this is also known as a traveler's cake. Now sprinkle in 80 grams or 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour and fold it in until there are no streaks left. Next, add in 6 tablespoons of dark rum and beat on low just until fully combined. Pour the batter into a parchment-lined springform pan, smooth the top, and then bake at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 50 to 55 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. While it's baking, you're going to put a small saucepan on the stove to make a soaking syrup. To the pot, add 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar and 80 milliliters or 1/3 a cup of water. Bring to a boil and stir to dissolve the sugar. Boil for about 5 minutes to reduce the liquid to about half. You're going to be adding rum to this. Now you could of course use whatever rum you'd like, but to get really authentic, Rum Agricole is French Caribbean rum. While other rum is made by distilling molasses, French rum is made by distilling raw sugarcane juice. It has a grassier, more vegetal aftertaste than molasses distilled rum. Once the syrup has reduced, take it off the heat and stir in 120 milliliters or half a cup of dark rum, and then put it back on the heat for 2 minutes, being careful not to ignite the rum. If it ignites, just put the lid on and it will put the flames out. Pour the hot syrup into a bowl until ready to use. Remove the cake from the oven and place on a cooling rack for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, remove from the pan and invert it onto your serving plate and remove the parchment paper. Now poke holes with a toothpick all over the cake to prepare it for the soaking syrup. Then paint on the syrup with a pastry brush, pausing as needed to let it soak into the cake before adding more. It seems like a lot of liquid to add to a cake, but it really is the perfect amount. Let the cake cool completely at room temperature and then make the icing for the top out of 175 grams or 1.5 cups of sifted powdered sugar and 60 milliliters or 1/4 cup of dark rum. Don't add all of the rum at once. Add half and then slowly add more until you reach this consistency. Pour the icing onto the cake and using an offset spatula, spread it just to the edge. The traditional look of this cake is a cake with no glaze on the sides. Let the icing set for about an hour before slicing into it, and if you can wait, this cake is even better the next day. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. While this cake looks a tad bit boring, if I dare say so, it packs a punch of flavor and is really worth a try. And it's a great cake if you need to make something in advance for an event, because it lasts quite a while and actually really only gets better with time as the soaking syrup soaks into the cake. And did you know the difference between French rum and other types of rum? Share with me below if that was new information for you. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I've linked all of my accounts in the description box. And if you'd like to support this channel, make sure to hit the like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe and share this channel with anybody who loves European baking and food history. While you're waiting for the next video, check out these 2 recipes, and I'll see you next time.